Have you ever walked down a long, sterile hospital corridor late at night and felt a sudden chill? That feeling that you're not entirely alone? Tonight, we're checking into one of the most infamous locations in paranormal lore. The abandoned St. Jude's Hospital, and specifically, the one room that staff and patients alike learned to fear, room 404. For decades, St. Jude's was a place of healing, but whispers always circulated about the fourth floor. It was a place where the air felt heavier, where equipment would malfunction without reason, and where faint cries were heard when no one was there. At the heart of it all was room 404. The stories vary, but they all share a common thread of deep sadness and unsettling encounters. One of the most persistent tales is that of a nurse named Eleonora. In the 1950s, she worked the night shift on the fourth floor. Known for her incredible dedication, she'd often spend extra hours in room 404, comforting patients who were in their final moments. Tragically, Eleanor herself fell ill and passed away in that very room. Ever since, nurses have reported seeing a faint, shimmering figure in a vintage uniform, adjusting blankets on empty beds or tidying up the room. They'd feel a comforting hand on their shoulder during a stressful night, only to turn and find no one there. They say it's Eleanor, still on duty, but not all the stories are so comforting. Another legend speaks of a patient in the 80s, a man who was deeply troubled and spent his last days in room 404. He would reportedly shout at unseen figures in the corners of the room and refuse to have the lights turned off. After his passing, subsequent patients in room 404 complained of the same terrifying experiences. They described waking up to a dark, shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed. "Who's watching?" The call button would often be pressed, but when nurses rushed in, the patient would be frantic, pointing at an empty corner, swearing someone was just there. The feeling of being watched became so intense that many begged to be moved to a different room. Eventually, the hospital couldn't ignore the sheer volume of reports. Staff refused to work shifts that required them to enter room 404 alone. Patients became agitated, and their conditions sometimes worsened. Maintenance crews reported tools going missing only to reappear in bizarre places. The door, which was meant to be kept open, would often be found shut and locked from the inside. Finally, the hospital administration made an unprecedented decision. They officially closed room 404. The door was sealed, the number was removed from the wall, and it was simply absorbed into the floor plan as a storage closet. But even that didn't stop the strange occurrences. Janitors would hear knocking from behind the sealed door. Others reported seeing the faint outline of the numbers 404 glowing on the wall where the plaque used to be. Today, St. Jude's Hospital stands empty, a decaying monument to the lives it once held. But paranormal investigators and urban explorers who have dared to venture inside claim that the fourth floor is still active. They capture EVPs of a soft voice saying, "I'm here to help," believed to be Eleanor, and terrifying guttural growls near the sealed entrance to what was once room 404. It seems that even though the hospital has closed its doors to the living, the spirits of room 404 have never truly checked out. What do you think? Are these just stories born from the natural fear of hospitals? Or is there something genuinely paranormal lingering in that forgotten room? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into the unknown, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more spooky stories. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.